Anyways, let's just jump in from there, I guess. Well, welcome back to the AOE podcast where everything nerdy is in range. My name is Steps.
BDC.
Yeah, there's that gap I love to wait for. Anyways, this week
Not the one.
we are joined by another member of the lovely family. It's Panda, the one that doesn't have a camera at the moment, but don't worry, you'll hear him loud and clear.
I showed Gracie with my presence this day.
Oh, well, how kind of you. I don't even know what to say to that.
Put him
Anyway,
over
how
us.
has everybody been this week?
Fine. It's been a fun week. We won't get into that. But anyway,
Woozy.
it's okay. We are.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
Yeah. We hadn't got into it yet. Sorry. Family shit.
Yeah. It's been a week, that's for sure. But I mean, it's been a week in all of the lovely things we love to talk about, so I don't even know where to begin, really. I mean, we'll start with the one that got Panned out of bed this morning. How about that?
Sure.
I mean, I was already out of bed, but
Let's talk about. I'll say they didn't know that.
Yeah, really.
Let's start with the large number of releases yesterday from the WWE.
Large number?
Yeah, 22, I think, is the final count.
Is that any larger than before? They always do this into Mania.
Especially because the actual number, this sounds bad, and I don't mean it bad, but it's exaggerated a little bit because a lot of them are NXT talents that they just let go to go back to the indies or do whatever they want to do. It does suck that they lost their job, obviously, and for some of them, their dream job. So I'm not discounting that. I just mean it's not like 22 stars from the main roster that you'll know by name.
Yeah.
A lot of these names, if I read them, you won't know who they are. But they were NXT talents that either were just starting to come on to TV or hadn't been on TV at all, or were just like in the Performance Center training and all that.
Yeah, I didn't know any of them, the whole list.
Yeah. So we'll start with the one that's the craziest to me. It's Aleister Black and Selena Vega.
Oh, sure.
It's such a problem with them.
They just brought Aleister back, not that long ago.
Yeah.
And from rumors, the whole Pat McAfee thing was supposed to be Aleister.
Yeah, I remember reading that.
Him in the background manipulating it. If you look at a lot of the promos that Randy did, Aleister was in the background of them for a reason. They had this idea for Aleister, and word was he was going to get this big push after Mania, and all this stuff was going to happen. And now he's released. It went from huge WrestleMania moment to out of the company, all because of what? I don't understand. TKO
what happened?
Put Pat McAfee in it, and they just went, well, fuck that idea. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't me either. I thought it might be going somewhere. And I read that too. And he was in the background. Yeah. There were pictures to prove it. He was back there watching everything.
100%.
And him and Orton together would have been pretty crazy, devastating, I think.
It'd have been a cool story because you could have played with the whole voices in his head and Aleister doing the whole dark arts kind of thing. There's a lot of stuff you could have really played with there. Yeah.
Interesting.
You could have kept it going for a while too, I think. I don't know. Maybe it's the whole Karrion Kross and Scarlett curse,
Yeah.
People joked that Aleister just kind of picked up Karrion's, what's the word I'm looking for?
Persona?
Legacy?
Sure. Yeah, picked up his gimmick is what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Picked up his gimmick after he left and Aleister came back, and now Aleister's gone too. Kind of the same way that Karrion and Scarlett went, which I didn't really understand that either because those guys were great. And if you watch Cross out on the indies now at all, seen some of the promos he's done on like TikTok and stuff, it's great. I don't understand why you get rid of a talent like that. I know they're overflowing with people, so I guess you got to make cuts somewhere.
That's the main thing. There's so much talent, and they're all so very good that, you're saying that these people released are great talents, and they are.
Yeah.
But it's like there's a level. I mean, the bar, I think, has been lifted a bit because you've got such talented roster of people who can do some amazing athletic things and are great on the mic. And the ones that are just barely there are on the fringe, just fighting for existence.
Yeah. It's not 2016 anymore, where we were struggling for a great storyline, where we were struggling for not talent. They had the talent, but that was mainly creative, I guess. But there's less spots now because so many great talents are either coming back, like Paige came back.
Mm-hmm.
We've had tons of people come up like Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Obafemi. All these NXT talents are coming up, and they're great. They're not just good; they're great, and it's kind of knocking out some of the lower level, the lower echelon people they had on the shows, which suck because a lot of these I like. Like I love Alistair in NXT back in the black and gold. Yeah. Alistair was the man. And it just seems like nobody can make it work on a main roster. I don't get it, but I guess it's harder than it sounds,
He's got a presence. He just does. And
yeah,
he exudes that darkness that he wants his character to be. I mean, he's leaned into his strengths, obviously. But
no, for sure.
I mean, it's like they can't find a niche for you. It's hard. It's hard for some of these guys. I can imagine Kairi Sane, same way. She's a talented wrestler. And that's coming a long way for me because a year or so ago, I was like, man, every time she gets in the ring, somebody gets hurt. It seemed that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, they need to get her off there. And then now that she's gone, it's like, well, they were just getting to a point where she was becoming, for me, likable. I mean, she's always been likable, but the story was interesting. And my whole theory of the double turn where she joins Io and Bailey goes back and to her dark side with Asuka, of course, was not happening.
Yeah, it's weird to me because Kairi seemed like in the middle of a story that was actively going on between Asuka and Io.
It's like that build up, and you're like, nothing.
And now she's gone. Yeah. I expected, and listening to a lot of other podcasts, people expected Io and Asuka to end up being at Mania, like getting added last second, and that never happened. And they were still kind of teasing it, and now Kairi's been released. And it's like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can keep it going with Asuka and Io, but it's just weird that you took one of the core elements out, and now we're going to pretend like that's not weird. I don't know.
And that's two of them. That
seems awkward to me.
So much talent. And and they were almost at Mania in the big event. I expect them to be in that big tag match, and they weren't. And then she's gone. Yeah. Same with the Wyatt Six. I hate to keep bopping around, but the Wyatt Six were on the verge for a long time. I figured they're building to Mania for a big event with the MFTs. And they're like, well, last Friday going in, they're like, boop, it's over. And they walked away, and it's like,
it's kind of like the gimmicks that end up with like the dark arts and shit don't get a lot of attention. They get a lot of attention, but they don't get a lot of praise,
It's hard to pull it off in this day and age, right? With the type of, you think it would be easier with the amount of effects we can do now and stuff like that, but the crowd, while into it, isn't as, you can't do like the Wyatt Six's debut, right? Mm-hmm. When they attacked everybody on Raw and it was everybody laying out dead and bloodied. Like, you can't do that every week. It's so hard to pull something like that off.
Yeah.
And without it, all you've got is Bo Dallas standing in the middle of the ring with a mask on, and it doesn't look as cool as it does in video packages.
Yeah.
And what they tried to do has been fine. It hasn't been great and it hasn't been bad. It's been fine. And I don't mean this next line is as mean as it probably comes off, but Bo Dallas isn't Bray Wyatt. He doesn't have that same, the way Bray could grip you and grab you by his words and just hold you there and make you listen.
In a different life, he could have been a cult leader.
Yeah. And Bo just doesn't have that. So a lot of the promos came off as either silly or just not what they wanted it to be. Yeah. It wasn't the same. And while they looked amazing, like the look was great, it was hard to portray that in a storyline where you've had them going 50-50 with the MFTs for like 3 months. Like after this, who do they go up against? There's nobody credible for them to fight. You've had them the lowest echelon of this show, just kind of throwing wins and back and forth with Solo and his guys. Then, of course, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Is anybody else
they got let go?
Difficulty hearing what he's saying? Is it me?
Yeah. All right. Well, back to what we were talking about. So lovely.
What were we talking about last week?
We were talking about the WWE releases.
Yeah.
We just got into the Motor City Machine Guns. I think seeing Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin get the release is rough, but they never really seemed to connect too hard with the WWE audience. Of course, they were real big back in the day in TNA and all that. But
I don't think they either did a moment and it was meh, or missed a moment with AJ Styles. They should have had a moment at least where they were all in the same ring. That would have been amazing to see a 6-man.
You would think, right? Yeah. At least something. Anything. But anyway, they will be missed. I'm glad they got to come to WWE and win the tag team titles at least and get that opportunity on the big stage. Even if it ended up being more of a, what's the word? Not legacy
homage
trophy, but giving them a bonus just for getting to do it. Who else is on here? Zoe Stark and Alba Fire both got released. I kind of liked both of them, but I get it.
I liked Alba Fire.
Yeah. Zoe Stark there for a little bit had a really great run when she was hanging out with Shayna. That stuff was really good.
Yeah, before she started knocking people out every year.
She just changed her look at the beginning of this year. I guess trying to grab some friction or something.
Yeah.
Knowing that she was on the chopping block, probably. Seeing they weren't doing much with not Alpha Academy, but the other.
Yeah, American Made.
Yeah. And that she was kind of disconnected from that. And she didn't have anything else to grab onto. Nothing gave her friction. But she changed her whole look. So maybe it'll help her in the indie. And like I saw a post by Rhea that basically was sending out that she was just guttered by it. And that she told him, last thing she told him, go out and prove him wrong. That's probably the best statement I've ever heard.
Damn right.
Yeah, I mean, that's
all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah. And, I mean, I am sure they will go out and do well in other places. I hope. Somebody made the joke I saw on Facebook earlier was breaking news, AEW will have 30 new 30 debuts on Wednesday.
I was going to say, it ain't no Uncle Howdy, but the rest of them are very talented wrestlers.
Yeah, no, they're all going to end up somewhere and do something great. I have no doubt about most of them, like Santos Escobar, whether he ends up. He was doing stuff in like AAA. Now that's what I was wondering about. Is he released by WWE and still working for AAA or not? Yeah, AAA, or even if not, he can go to CMLL or any of those, or just go work for. He's a great wrestler. He can go work for anybody he wants. Most of these people do just fine. I don't know if the Motor City Machine Guns really do much from here. I mean, they didn't look like they were slow in the ring at all. So
no, they'll go indie.
All they want.
They know the indie scene very well, and they'll handle themselves like the professionals they are.
That they will.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think after the success of the NXT guys they brought up at this WrestleMania, just immediately, so fast to get them out there and get such a reaction and so much success, you think that they are flushing some of them out to bring more talent in for development?
So it's a double-edged sword, right? You got to be careful how many people you call up too fast.
True.
Because if you do, NXT's gutted, and then the reason Oba and Trick and Javon are so good is because they got to ruminate down there for so long and learn these characters backwards and forwards, getting to see Trick go to TNA and do all that. That was great. Oba learning to be a monster down in NXT and then come up to the main roster and be treated as such is amazing. And Javon is just, man, he's a highlight reel.
They may be anomalies.
What they used to call, what they could be. What did they used to call RVD? Something highlight reel. The human highlight reel.
Human highlight reel. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
he is that, man. He's so good. I love watching him. Everything he's in, win, lose, or draw. But A lot of these other names on here are, like I said, they're NXT talents that, like Tyra May Steele, Serena Linton, Tyson Tyreek, Chris Island, Malik Blade, Trill London, and Luca Crucifino. I did not know any of those, but it sucks that they've been released. I'm sure they will find their footing, hopefully.
Just because you don't make it in the WWE doesn't mean you ain't going to make it anywhere. There are plenty of indie scenes. Ask Danhausen.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he's in WWE now. And there's plenty of examples, right? You can go Will Ospreay, MJF, Kenny Omega, the Bucks. There's plenty of people that have made huge careers outside of the WWE. But yeah, hearing of 23 releases is never fun. But
what is going on with my wife?
Is what it is, I suppose.
Back.
What is happening? Jesus Christ. I'm leaving all this in. This is the most cursed episode.
This is the day of cursing. I have cursed this day, apparently.
Come on, man.
I know, apparently. All right. Well, we're back. We've made it through some technical difficulties. As you can see, it's the next day. We're in a different shirt and everything. How about that? All right, but we just finished talking about the WWE releases and all that fun stuff. But we're gonna keep on moving. What do you got next? What do you want to talk about there, BD?
I'll leave it to you. You were going to surprise me with things. I don't know of anything else big to talk about.
One of the things you posted about on the Facebook earlier, because I saw those and I was like, well, we got to talk about that, don't we? the Marvel superhero leaks for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, big surprise. They're showing up in the Strixhaven packs. I don't know how it happens.
I'm starting to think they're doing it on purpose. Like, it's crazy to me that it's been so reliable. Like, the last 3 sets this has happened, right? Because we got Turtles in Lorwyn, we got Strixhaven stuff in Turtles, and now in Strixhaven stuff, we've got Marvel. So I figured we'll run through them real quick. They're not that many of them. There's really only 4. We're not going to talk about the ones that have already been announced, like some of the special guest cards. And
even out of the 4, there were only a couple that were big in mind, but we'll talk about all of them. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we'll start with the little ones and work our way up. I mean, the first one is Agent Maria Hill. She's 1 white for legendary hero, or legendary creature, human spy hero. There we go. Whenever Maria Hill becomes tapped, to pay a teamwork cost, put a 1/1 counter on her and draw a card. So I'm imagining teamwork is going to work kind of like Convoke and things like that, where you can tap a creature to pay for certain things. But her being able to help you draw cards is going to be nice, at least in Standard. I don't know if there's going to be enough of the teamwork to really work in Commander right away, but who knows? Maybe there will be.
Maybe there will be.
And she's a 2/1. I mean, not the best stats, but it's a 1-drop. So what do you expect? Pretty much die to any imaginable removal possible, but what doesn't?
Sweet Jesus. Sorry. I just got on Mythic Spoiler, which is the go-to if you want to look up the spoiled cards. And I didn't realize there were so many of them that had been spoiled.
A lot of these are like extra. They're the special guest cards, right? They're just reskinned reprints. June, but they keep updating it with newer ones.
Yeah. I posted Thor in the Iron Man card, which I believe is a 7-drop, the Iron Man.
You said that. I don't think it is. I think it's 2 red and a blue. I think it's going to be a 4-drop.
I hope so. It'll be playable that way. And it's artifact heavy. I could see a lot of Iron Man suits involved.
Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. Yeah.
That'd be great.
There'll definitely be tokens, I bet you, for either a robot or golem or something that'll be like Iron Man suits.
They're like 20 marks, Mark 1 through Mark whatever, maybe 30 something as far as I know. They won't have all of them, but
more than that.
Some of them are really cool, like the Hulkbuster and whatnot. But anyway,
there's Agent Maria Hill down there. The next one was Ronin Shadowstalker. It was 2 and a black, legendary creature, human rogue hero. You can pay 2 life and add 2 mana of any 1 color. Spend this mana only to cast equipment spells or activate equipment abilities. Activated only once each turn. Then you can tap him and sacrifice an equipment attached to Ronin and deal. Our target creature gets -4/-4 till end of turn. You can only do that as a sorcery, unfortunately. If you could do that as an instant, he would be pretty good. Because it would be interesting, because you can do like a equipment a mono black equipment aristocrat kind of thing, where you're stacking artifacts and equipments to do different things. I can see some fun with Ronin. Again, these are all uncommons, so they're not going to be like your top-notch ones.
Yeah.
But they are interesting.
He'll go good with a lot of the equipment heavy stuff that was in like Final Fantasy. A lot of those cards.
Yeah, it's just weird for it to be in black.
True.
And a lot of your equipment ends up being white or red.
You're right.
But I'm sure you could do it in black pretty efficiently if you really tried.
Yeah, if you just mix black with, like a black commander with red or white or whatever, red, white, black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mardu would be if you did like a Mardu one, he'd fit in there pretty well.
Yep.
You already mentioned Iron Man, Master of Machines. It's hard to read the cost. These are pictures; they're blurry. We'll probably try to put them up if we can. But you've got 2. It could be 2 or 7 blue-red legendary artifact creature, human hero with flying and vigilance. And Iron Man gets a +1/+0 for each other artifacts you control whenever Iron Man attacks. If an artifact entered the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. So I mean that's pretty efficient card draw. Again, it's not the best, but with the vigilance, you don't have to be afraid to attack. With flying, he has evasion. So it could be pretty reliable if you've got an engine to create some kind of artifact every turn. It could be anything. It could be a clue token, it could be a treasure, it could be anything. As long as you can make a token or an artifact, I mean, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, the future is what you make it.
Yeah. I mean, is it artifact decks are not going to be hard to throw together? I mean, you've got two of the best colors for it. It's going to be pretty fun.
Well, I mean, especially if it's a 4-drop, it'll be easily a good commander for is it artifact deck. But if it goes, I mean, 5-drop would be okay. But once you get past that, it's harder and harder to deal with.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to use it, especially as a commander. I mean, I'm not going to lie. To use it at all, if it's a 7-drop, is worthless. Like, if you're paying 7 mana for some card draw that has a contingent or has a cost I have to pay, I have to make sure I get an artifact every turn. That's just too much.
Well, unless you're going... Go ahead.
I was saying, unless Iron Man comes down and I've got 20 artifacts on the table and he's a one-hit kill shot, then... Sure, maybe it'll work, but
treasure heavy, power stones, lots of
trying to ramp
things.
It out.
Yeah, and power stones work for artifacts, so it all kind of works together. Like you said, anything else, but the power stones and the treasures will help you ramp, especially if it's a big card.
For sure. For those of you who haven't heard us talk about Magic, we don't tend to pay that much attention to the higher end of things. Your bracket 4 and 5, 5 especially. 3 is even a stretch for us usually. We tend to stay down around 1 or 2. We like playing with the dumb things and doing crazy things and more themed decks than opposed to all-out efficiency. So if you ever see any decks from us or anything like that, you just know that it's not going to win you any tournaments probably, but you're going to have fun playing it. It's going to be a good time.
It'll win you some. It's just like you said, it's not a
for sure. All right, moving on. Next is Thor Odinson. I think that's 3 red and a white.
I think so.
For a legendary creature, God Warrior Hero. He's already a 4/4.
Yeah.
He has flying, vigilance, and prowess, which is crazy.
That's ridiculous.
So you could do a Boros like storm deck and just go nuts with Thor.
Storm deck is on theme, baby.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's why they did it, right? Yeah. So okay, absolutely. And I want to cast Lightning Bolt 1,000 times. I'll figure out how to do it. I'm going to do it. But yeah, those are the 4 leaks we've gotten. Everything else we're going to talk about has been spoiled officially, if you will. This is the stuff that got talked about way ahead of time, which is kind of weird. I think it was at one of the Comic-Cons. I can't remember which one. But they started talking about this stuff. So you've got the commander decks that are coming out. I believe there are 4. Is there 4 or is there 3? Hold on. I don't want to lie to you. Okay, that didn't do anything. All right. So there's one of them is Captain America Team Leader for obviously Jeskai, red, white, and blue. Legendary creature, human soldier hero, 3/3. Whenever another hero you control enters, gains vigilance and haste until end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on that hero and a 1/1 counter on Captain America. So you've obviously got a hero themed deck with a 1/1 counter theme in there, just doing as much damage as humanly possible. It's pretty straightforward for a deck, like most of the commander decks tend to be. Don't want to make it too complicated, especially with something like this. It's like an onboarding tool for new players. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. If you like the Avengers, it looks like it's going to be your deck, because on the art is Captain America, Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, and Iron Man, the original 5 Avengers. So
nice,
pretty cool.
Very nice.
Not bad at all. Then let's see. No, we're going to skip that one. I'm going to come to that one last. Then there's T'Challa, the Black Panther. 1, a green and a white for legendary creature, human noble hero. Whenever T'Challa enters or attacks, create a tapped Vibranium token, which you can tap to add colorless mana, and it can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. So the Vibranium ramps, but only for casting artifacts, which is interesting. And whenever you cast an artifact spell with a mana value of 4 or greater, put 2 1/1 counters on T'Challa.
Nice.
So it's a white-green artifact deck that ramps with 1/1 counters.
Damn.
Cool, I guess. It's going to be a weird one. I want to see the list for that, because I'm having a hard time figuring out exactly in white and green what I would do with that. I mean,
that
most of your artifacts are colorless, right?
But Vibranium token, which is indestructible, by the way. That's amazing.
Yes, sorry, but you have to attack, and he's a 2/2. You're going to need some kind of evasion or way to pump him up to make sure that he's able to attack constantly. Too bad there's no red in there, or we could do like extra combats, stuff like that. But it'll be a fun one. I'm sure the deck will be great. The commander decks recently there's not been many misses. They've been pretty powerful all around. Let's see.
Sorry, I just saw the next one.
The Horn of Greed.
I just realized the mean card.
Again, I'll try to put this up, but it's the Horn of Greed, and it's Doom blowing some kind of conch horn thing in Namor's face, and Namor saying, "Don't use it." And Dune says, "Fool, Dr. Doom does as he pleases." And so, yeah, that's what you get. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of Doom, the next deck is Dr. Doom, the King of Latveria. 1 and Grixis, which is blue, black, red, legendary creature, human, noble, villain. Whenever you discard 1 or more land cards, each opponent loses 2 life. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, target villain you control gains menace until end of turn, and it connives. Which is pretty fun.
Oh, man. Yeah, he could.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You throw Normie in there, and you got 2 of the best villains ever, and they both have to do with discarding. There's a lot of the Spider-Man villains you could throw in there that have to do with discarding. So it'd be pretty cool. I think that's going to be a fun deck.
Do you think we'll ever see villains outside of the Marvel sets? Or are they just going to leave that to?
I don't think you're going to see hero or villain outside of those. Yeah, I mean, maybe if there's like another IP that could use it, but I don't think you're going to see outside of like Universe Beyond sets. You know, because if they were going to, they would have already started. And to my knowledge, they have not. I thought.
Yeah. It does sound they're going to.
So some of these. Some of these extra cards we can run through real fast. You got the Heroic Intervention, which is the cover for one of the Secret Wars, isn't it?
Absolutely. I can't remember, like 4 or 5. Secret I think the original. Don't get confused, because the original is not going to help you a lot in the next movies. But it still comes from the original set.
Yeah, it's the Secret Wars number 4. You were correct. The original with the Hulk holding up,
lifting a mountain. To save everyone.
Holding up the rocks. Yeah. You got Force of Vigor. That's just got the Hulk throwing a tank. One I'm super excited about and have to have is the Chaos Warp, which is the cover of the cover of one of the X-Men comic where Scarlet Witch says "No more mutants," which is one of the House of M ones, isn't it?
Yes, House of M. I was trying to remember myself.
Yeah. Then you got You got a couple here, like Elektra, Deadly Assassin, which they've just reskinned on top of Massacre Girl. Dorothy Voidwalker, there we go, is getting a reskin as Widow, Black Widow. Another one I need, I've got a Merfolk deck. I have to have this Lord of Atlantis with Namor on it, and then the Harbinger of the Seas, also with Namor. Dig Through Time with Kang on it is just perfect.
That's great. Is that Harbinger of the Seas? That make all lands non-basic? Okay, never mind. There are islands.
Non-basic lands. It's just it's just like Blood Moon, except for it's blue for islands.
Ephemerate, that's good.
And you Ephemerate there, which is just a flicker spell, which is cool with Spectrum on there. And then we've got, let's see, down here, there's a lot of these, so just kind of run through them. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, it's kind of a fun one. She can turn into a 6/6, which is like her switching out for Devil Dinosaur. The Extinction Event reskin as the Snap is pretty cool because you choose odd or even and exile creatures equal mana value of the chosen quality. So if they're even, they're all gone. If they're odd, they're all gone. You know, it being half is kind of perfect.
Everything's balanced.
Oh, that's what the other deck is. The other commander deck is the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
And
one of each.
And all four of them are in the deck, and they can all be the commander. It's pretty cool. If you want to read through those sometime, we can. I'll try to throw them up on screen so you guys can pause and read through that. There's a wall of text on all four cards, so I apologize, but I'm not reading it. The Mythic Doom down here that they revealed is kind of a weird one. It's kind of underwhelming, really. But it's Dr. Doom, human scientist villain for 4 black. When Dr. Doom enters, create 2 3/3 colorless robot villain artifact creature tokens named Doombot. As long as you control an artifact creature, or a plan, Dr. Doom has indestructible. And at the beginning of your end step, you draw 1 card and lose 1 life. So you can make him indestructible, hard to get rid of, as long as he can keep,
if you can keep
some semblance
Doom
of
indestructible.
I need more ways to make Doom bots. Nice. I need like an army of Doom bots. And then unless you've got one, because it's an interest trigger, which means we'd have to figure out a way to flicker him if you're only going to do it with Doom. Hopefully there's another way, but we'll see. But what I was going to say is, unless you got another one you want to talk about, the last one I really wanted to talk about was this saga they've got called The Coming of Galactus. 2 black, green. The first one is destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. 2 and 3, chapter 2 and 3 each. It says each opponent loses 2 life, so you're going to drain each opponent for 4 life. And on 4, create Galactus, a legendary 16/16 black elder alien creature token with flying, trample, and whenever Galactus attacks, destroy target land.
Dang.
Which is amazing. So if you've got a way to manipulate counters or anything like that, and you can throw down the Coming of Galactus and go straight to 4, you could really have some fun.
What do they call that when you can
that? It could be a whole secret commander of a deck, you know? Certain sagas have the read ahead quality, but
read ahead.
This one doesn't have that. You would need a way to add counters to something, which there are ways to do. It's just not the easiest thing in the world. But yeah. So what's your big takeaway with all these cards that we've just read through? Does this make you any more excited for the Marvel set, or is it just kind of all right, cool, this is what I wanted, we're good?
Well, I'm on board. Well, I'm definitely on board. I mean, Marvel comics go back a long way with me, and I'm in. It's like, I'm not going to go heavily into this set, but we'll probably get a box and then, find some singles here and there that strike our fancy. That Thor card seems pretty powerful. We hardly ever look for the top cards anyway.
Thor being uncommon
so fast.
Cool.
Yeah, it's probably going to go up in price too.
I believe. Yeah, for sure. Like I'll definitely get a box. Probably stream opening it, chill, and talk with everybody about what we get. Definitely be looking for some of these special guest reprint cover cards because I love Magic, but I like Marvel more, and so you put the two together, and I'm just kind of in Candyland. And did the same thing with the Spider-Man set. Got a ton of those cards. Still looking for some of them I need to pick up, but it's been. Hopefully, this set's better than the Spider-Man one. It made me very sad that the Spider-Man set wasn't better, but I still loved it. All the characters I love, so I can't complain too much.
Well, they talked about whether the Spider-Man in this set would be more powerful than any of the other Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I wonder, because they're gonna have to put a Spider-Man in this set, and I don't think they're going to reprint a card they just printed, because it's still being standard, right?
Yeah, it's still
the Spider-Man is, so it's already there. So maybe it'll be different, or maybe because it's still in standard, there won't be a Spider-Man in this set because he got his own set.
Maybe not.
I don't know, but they kind of messed up with those smaller sets, and unfortunately, every IP that I really love has been a small set so far.
Yeah,
I don't know why they hate me. But yeah, Assassin's Creed and then Spider-Man both were supposed to be these 100-card sets, and then they tried to extend it out, and it's just not been a success. They'll never do those again, I promise.
Yeah.
This set's going to be a normal set, a much bigger set. So
yeah, it should be. There's a lot to deal with here.
Yeah, there's so many characters you can go through. So we've gotten a stone every set so far. They did spoil, what was it? Is it the Mind Stone that was in this one? I think.
Yeah. So hard to search that in MTG because of the Mind Stone.
Yeah, it definitely gets hard. So there's obviously the Soul Stone was the first one that was in Magic, or was in Spider-Man. And then, I mean, maybe there it is. Yeah, there's the Mind Stone. Well, they didn't reveal what it does yet. They revealed the picture of the special one, because there's the one of Thanos with the gauntlet up, and it's got the Soul Stone in it. This one is the same picture with him with the Mind Stone in it. So they haven't revealed what it does yet, though, it seems. It's just a picture, which, I'm all about. I can't wait to see what it is. I'm sure I won't have it because it'll be $70 like the other
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, they'll be clamoring for it.
I'll have one. It probably just won't be official. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say that.
Well,
all right.
That's all needs to be said. Well,
yeah, let's keep moving. All right. Stretch. I can cut this part out.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be yellow.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking the Space Stone for some reason.
No, that one's
blue. Yeah, I was thinking blue is what it was. And like, no, that's not the right color. Anyway.
I'm just stretching. I did a bunch of that work yesterday. My back's
I can imagine. I saw all that you got done. It's like...
Yeah. It was a fun time.
I think the real cool comic art ones are some of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Those are so cool.
The comic covers. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones that I really want, like the different comic covers.
Yeah, Captain America, Hulk, Submariner, Doom.
A lot of the other stuff I get take it or leave it, but those comic covers are really cool.
Or those sagas that have all the different pictures on them from the saga, the Coming of Galactus, World War Hulk. Yeah, I'm all in for that because those will go up in price. It won't be a surprise when they're a little expensive. You get what you can.
Okay. Absolutely. All right. Well, this one's kind of gone everywhere. We've had some technical issues. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we take off?
No, I think that covers it for now. We can get into other stuff next week. See how things go with all our different favorite subjects.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us through all the technical difficulties, through us kind of rambling through this one for it being as fragmented as it's been. But thanks for taking the time to listen. There's obviously the episodes before this. If you want more, especially on the D&D side, you can go check out our Substack, where the links will be in our bios and stuff like that. Very easy to find. Make sure and follow us on TikTok. You'll see clips like this, and we're getting ready to start some more stuff that'll be interesting. We're gonna quiz BDC on some things, and I'm sure he'll find plenty of things to test me on. We'll see. We're gonna see if we can get the old man to yell at clouds, but. By that I meant Panda, not BDC.
I was going to say Panda's more the yeller than I am.
Panda may be the youngest of us all, but he is the old man that yells at clouds all the time.
But yeah, anyway, I get most of them. Go ahead.
I appreciate it, guys. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely.